Star Trek is reaching maximum levels of cringe, but how bad is it really? Like, can we statistically show just how low this franchise will go? Well, it turns out, yeah, we can. We'll show you why the Kurtzman era is officially over and why Star Trek may never recover, even under new direction. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the channel that continues to change hearts and minds one video at a time, and simply by telling the truth with a zeal that even the Holly Weirds can feel. As we dive in, click the like button. And ladies and gentlemen, Star Trek Quantified. How bad is it? Oh my, it's bad. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got an exclusive and you just gotta see it. Can Star Trek go any lower than it already is? Survey says, I don't think so. And we'll show you why. It's an exclusive. Yes, not the B is, well, not us, and thus, that part's not exclusive, but hang tight, folks. We'll get to it. Have you seen this? This show, Starfleet Academy, have you seen, this is horrible optics, and we'll explain why in a minute, but not the B says, I don't know about you guys, but if I'm ever forced to watch more than 7 seconds of this new Star Trek, I'll be rooting for whatever species is able to take out the Enterprise the fastest. It's on Paramount. Of course, they've inherited this thing with, Skydance, that is. I want to play just the most seconds we can and get away with it. So that's about 4 seconds on the clock, folks. Here is Starfleet Academy. No, wait, that was too quiet. Why are they defaulting to that low? We'll play it again. Here we go.
Instability may be creeping in, and we're the first to chart it.
Close enough. That's all we got.
Lord.
Can't play anymore.
Good Lord.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
That appears to be at least 2 sturdy women.
To steal a joke from Robot Head, which Valiant Renegade just retweeted, this is pigs in space.
Oh my!
Wait, are you telling me this is real footage? This is actually from the show? Because I saw this before, and I literally thought somebody was making fun of Star Trek with AI. I just glanced over it. I did not realize that this was actual real footage. This looks worse than fake AI that somebody made as a parody. It's horrible.
Well, it's nice to know that middle school female gym teachers will still have a job in space somewhere.
Here's the thing.
At least one of those is the chief of engineering, and they need some real lifting potential.
Now, here's the thing, guys.
I think Neurotic had a joke where he said, looks like in the future, Ozempic and LASIK are both banned.
Yeah, well, that's a good one. Guys, if this was a random scene and it just so happens to feature, these 3 characters, who cares? They're promoting this way on purpose. This is promotional material. And they're putting these ladies, these characters together on purpose to put out a statement to say, welcome to the MCU version, the DEI-ification of Star Trek. They want you to know they've taken your franchise.
Can I ask a timeline question?
Sure. I don't know it, but go ahead.
When does this show take place? Is this original series timeline? Is this Next Generation past? Is this Kelvin? Where is this?
This is a Wizard or Marvin question. Guys, do you know the answer to that?
I'm not a Trek guy. I'm trying to be, but I'm not. So I default to Wizard.
I am also not a Trek guy.
Okay.
And they don't have any Trek guys on the screen at all either, so we're all equal now.
There's a reason I'm asking the question, and it has to do actually with that Nerdrotic joke. If they're saying that LASIK has been banned, remember that in Star Trek II, that I think it's Bones presents Kirk with a gift on his birthday of these antique glasses that they specifically make a point of nobody would use these days, and yet there she is wearing them. So unless she's revealed as an antique enthusiast, this is another minor way in which they're just breaking canon.
So I decided, guys. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't know, Lauren, if it's that they don't know that they're breaking canon or if they just don't care. Because Star Trek Discovery shattered the canon. And when they finally canceled Star Trek Discovery, everybody was like, oh, good, because this was the most DEI show of all time. And they were like, hold our man bun, because mod on, is this show going to be bad?
So, guys, I decided to look into this. I wanted to know what's happening to Star Trek. Is it still popular? Is this the saving grace it needs? And to find out, we turn to Google Trends. And here on Google Trends, they judge the number of internet searches, and we consider that real buzz, right? So how's that going? Well, let's see. In the blue is Star Trek, in the red is Marvel Comics, and in the yellow is Star Wars. I'm going to add something that's actually popular in a minute, but I just want you all to see. We know Marvel and Star Wars have cratered, and in spite of that, Star Trek is performing right now, in terms of searches, something like 1/3 or 1/4, probably about 25% of Marvel and Star Wars. Now, the trick is, what if we add something that's actually popular? So I'm going to type it in right now for everybody to see. Stranger Things, television series, okay? Here's what we got.
Oh, my.
Yeah. If you want to know how this compares, green is Stranger Things. We're measuring over the past 12 months. So how many Google searches? Well, let's just look at Stranger. We won't even measure when the show was happening.
Do K-pop Demon Hunters.
Before Stranger Things even began, 14 times more popular than Star Trek. Now, I know that Stranger Things is going to be suffering, given what's happened. All right, let's change it. K-pop Demon Hunters. Let's see what we get here. 2025 film, yep. In green. And you can see K-pop Demon Hunters, probably not the internet searching kind of thing, simply because people are going to Netflix and clicking on it and watching it. And there's not merch to buy and that kind of stuff. They kind of messed that up. But you can see, even then, K-pop Demon Hunters compared to Star Trek, K-pop Demon Hunters 59, Star Trek 6
Can you bring
in
up,
October.
Can you bring up Stranger Things again?
Sure. We'll go here. Stranger Things.
What's
There you go.
fascinating? What is the time frame here? You said this is from
This is
a year
this
ago?
right here. November 23rd is when the first bundle of episodes came out. So people are Googling all about it.
But when did the line start trending up? I think you said 12 months is what the term was.
So if we go back here.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
That's the 12 months.
We're
Okay.
back in January.
Okay.
Stranger
so it's
Things
back,
was a 2, Star Trek was a 1.
So it's back in October when it started trending up. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now why do I bring...
I'm sorry. I was thinking that the peak there was the 12-month period, and it's like
No.
I thought that's sustained interest, and that's not what that is. Okay,
But
that's just
here's
2
what we're
months.
trying to point out, Lauren. This is coming out. There's no movement. Star Trek is where it is. In fact, I would recommend that Star Trek, the base level interest is coming from the old stuff. I don't think this is moving any needle whatsoever. It's probably hurting it. So I don't actually think Star Trek can go any lower. Because I think right now, the only thing people are searching for Star Trek is the OG or Next Generation or whatever. But this is DOA. Nobody cares. And we can now definitively, I think, statistically prove that. This is nonsense. Panel, what say you?
The real question now is with the Ellisons taking over Paramount, and we know that they're trying to change things in an effort to save things. Is Star Trek salvageable? I think this show does so much more damage. I watched Next Generation, but I'm not super like I don't know Star Trek as well as I know Wars, right? But is it salvageable now? This show has done so much damage. People are tuned out. This is supposed to be canon. Are you going to get fans back? I think the answer is not all of them. I think you'll get some of them back. I think Star Wars, you can get some of them back. But I think the vast majority of people, for all of these franchises that have been destroyed like this, they're done. They're done. I look at this show and I see Batwoman on the CW. I see Legends of Tomorrow, which was actually like not the worst. It's not great, but it's not horrible like Batwoman was. I see Gotham Knights, which was another CW show. This is embarrassing, and it makes the entire brand look terrible. You look at people look at the Flash now from CW and like the special effects and how cheesy and kind of quirky and not so great it was by the end, and that's what they compare like the Flash to. People are going to see this show, and that's what they're going to compare the rest of Star Trek to, it's going to be very hard to get people back.
I think you've got to have people watch the show in the first place for them to compare it to. I think that Pro's right, and that anybody who's searching for Trek is likely looking for the classic stuff. You're not a fan yourself, but I'm sure that you've got friends who are. Is that a fair assessment?
With Star Trek?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and they're all tapped out.
That was my question. Is anybody at all talking about it?
Well, but that's the problem is a lot of people like with Star Wars, it's like, well, we still keep abreast of what's happening with Star Wars. We still pay attention. We still talk about it here. I believe it's the same thing with the Star Trek people. I think they're watching, they're paying attention, but they're not searching it out. It comes across them on social media. Perhaps they watch this show here or one of our many videos.
What about this, Wiz? What about this? How about Wiz, what if we differentiate it this way? They're not consuming. They're observing.
That's a great way to define it, sure.
All right. Well, it looks to me like Star Trek is going to continue consuming things. Oh, no, bro, don't do that. Don't say, too far. We love all of our fans out there and followers and listeners, no matter the size, no matter, any of that kind of stuff. But if it wasn't, the thing is, they're trying to send a message with this. This is the promotional. They want you to know this is what it's about this time.
I think is Whoopi not coming
back? The problem
back?
that CBS has had from the very beginning is that they want Star Trek to be Star Wars, and it's never been that. It's never been that cultural phenomenon. Star Trek has always just had a core base of hardcore fans who support it that make it a profitable mid-sized franchise. It is not Star Wars, and that's what they tried to do with the J.J. Abrams movie, was make it a global powerhouse IP like a Star Wars or a Marvel. It didn't work. It won't work. It will never work.
I don't think that's true. Star Trek was a powerhouse, especially in the late 80s, when you had the original series movies going and The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. It was the top of the cultural zeitgeist. But then Star Wars came back into theaters and everything began faltering with Star Trek. And I think they got War's envy. And that's when you start shifting what Star Trek was into what they're trying to make it into now.
But do you think Star Trek was ever as big as Star Wars?
As big? No, but on a cultural scale in the zeitgeist? Yeah, I think it was.
What if I told you, as we get ready to wrap this up, I actually think this ties into Disney a little bit. I think the same thing that is destroying Star Trek is the same thing that destroyed Epcot. They don't have a positive vision of the future, and they're trying to redefine what that would be. Like, they don't have a vision of people being healthy and abundant and crossing all over the galaxy and happy families and, the discovery. These people live in a dystopian fear about, global warming and we're all going to die, and my truth is more than the objective truth. And that's why the spaceships don't make any sense anymore. It's about pretty lights and, get the chicks on the screen as fast as you can and get rid of the dudes. And I don't think they have an optimistic future to paint. And that's what's different from what Ray was doing.
When you first started the comparison, Pro, I thought you were going to say, because Star Trek has started to use nothing but shape language in their design. So.
Oh my. Good night, game over, drive home safely. Folks, this video is done. But before we all head home, we only ask one thing. Folks, as you get ready to head on out, consider clicking that like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to those pesky algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below and share your thoughts, for a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Waste not that beautiful personality of yours. And folks, we would say, as you get ready to head out the door, that it has been an honor to spend time with you, an attitude of gratitude each and every time that you elect to join together with us. Breaking bread and breaking entertainment, well, the industry. No, we like entertainment. It's the industry that irks us sometimes. Well, it was a good time. We hope you had a good time. Folks, until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.